Good morning to you.
Sorry folks, we've just been talking shop right here because these ladies who are with me right now, they've been browsing the store and they've been paying close attention to what's available. So we were just sharing our own experiences and where we should go and what we should have and those kinds of things. I'm joined this morning just ahead of International Women's Day because we want to salute some women who have been doing phenomenal work in Barbados. Across all the way from me is our PR doctor. That's why she's in her get-up this morning, Michelle Doyle. Good morning to Michelle.
Good morning.
Indeed, good to have you. In the middle is Dr Sherry Ann Dixon.
Hey.
Hello, how do you do?
I'm beautiful.
You are, because I was going to comment on your neckwear.
Okay, came all the way from Ghana to Barbados. My friend bought it for me from Ghana.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wear it beautifully.
Thank you.
It fits your personality as well.
I can flirt with him all day.
You see? Spicy, I tell you. And Dr. Sherry Ann Dixon, how do you do? No,
Carol.
Auntie Carol. Sorry, Auntie Carol King. And your role that you play, I'll start with you, Carol. You are one of these advocates for understanding menopause.
Yes, I am.
And what got you involved in that journey?
It was basically my own experience. I would say 2013, I started to experience some very debilitating symptoms. It started with me fainting. And that went on for 5 months. I wasn't able to work. So the symptoms went on for many years after that. And I started to think to myself, it can't just be me. I can't be unique in this. So when I started to do my own research, I started to understand menopause more. And then I thought this conversation needs to be had in a bigger forum because I'm not seeing anyone talking about it. I'm not hearing anyone speaking about it. So I decided just to have that conversation, and from the moment I said the word menopause out loud, so many women came running.
You women will flood out the word work with women.
Yes.
And so you're a community now.
Yes.
And in what space do you share these stories? How do women gather to talk about it?
On social media, because I find you can reach the most amount of people on that medium. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, this is where I create videos and share information and share jokes as well, because it is a difficult journey.
Yes.
So I believe that we should take it with a little pinch of humor as well, so to be able to manage that. And so yeah, I do it on social media mostly.
No wonder when we were speaking about the bedding, I was telling your Auntie Carol about the beds upstairs, and that there's this one that you can control the height of your feet, and you either up or lower your neck. It's beautiful. And then she asked me, go ahead.
Does it have a cooling feature?
Yes. And the answer was resoundingly yes.
Those hot flashes are real.
Perfect for folks who are having that stage of life, right?
I mean, this store is fantastic, and I definitely have to come back and have a look around. And having a cooling feature in your sleep, because insomnia is a huge problem in menopause as well. So you've got the what we call night sweats, along with the insomnia. To be able to keep yourself cool at night is so important. So
that sounds so miserable.
it is. So you imagine, I mean, we all know about hot flashes. We've probably seen women experience them. But to imagine have that while you're sleeping and you wake up soaked in sweat, it's not cute.
No, it isn't cute at all.
That's the best way I can say it.
It's a phase that you live through
Yes.
and live out of. You
Not
mean it's forevermore
always.
thereafter?
It's difficult. It's a different
For different people.
journey for each woman. So some women will experience symptoms for just a few years and they may be quite mild, whereas other women will have them for many, many, many years, and it can be debilitating. My godmother she won't mind me saying this, she's 71 years old, and she says she still has hot flashes sometimes. So although her symptoms are not terrible, she's still experiencing that at 71. So it can be a very, very long journey.
Oh, my heart goes out to you ladies. Honestly, my heart goes out. You know, but congratulations. We recognizing you today on International
Thank
Women's
you.
Day, and with the hashtag #AccelerateAction. And what does that mean to you, Auntie Carol?
For me, I am an action-orientated person, so to me that says I have to get up and do something. If I'm suffering or struggling, I don't think I was put here to suffer and to struggle. So I think you need to get up and do something to make your life better for yourself, because nobody's coming to save us. So we have to look for solutions to make our own life a little easier. I'm planning to live to 100.
Well done.
So
Like
if
your
I'm
plan.
going to live to 100, I have to do something to make sure I stay healthy and strong, and can I do that?
Well done indeed. But you, Miss Dr. Sherry Ann Dixon, you are a global speaker.
yes.
What does that mean?
It means that I travel, whether it's by the internet or physically to other countries, and I've been recognized. I think I have about 32 awards for speaking about transforming your life, feeling good about you, recognizing your strengths and your weaknesses. And my thing is to talk to women and young girls about why it's important to understand you. It's about you.
What about your experience led you to taking up this particular cause, to talk about this?
My experience has been my grandparents. I always say my motto is, on their shoulders I stand. And we need to recognize, my mom died when I was quite young, and I always made this thing that as soon as I go somewhere and I'm speaking, I will always take their names with me, because if it wasn't for those three women, my mother, my grandmother, my mother, and my auntie, I wouldn't be the person I am today, which is, you know, I'm not saying that I'm not vulnerable sometimes, but I'm pretty strong. And I'm trying to teach people the way to understand their own strengths and minimize talking about their weaknesses, because that's one of the things that women do quite often. They'll tell you everything that's wrong about them and not really all the good points. So I get them to exhale about their good points.
Sherry, I laughed because, can you imagine the men's ears?
Of course.
Women decide they're going to talk. You just actually described it.
Yeah,
you can dwell on something with it. Something the men are thinking, would you just stop?
Yeah, I don't want to know that you can't make a cake. Who cares? Buy one. But, you know, to make them feel good about themselves. Yeah. And sometimes you have to give people permission to say, for example, I'm going through the menopause. Because our parents used to hide that from us, and they kept a lot of things secret. And I'm saying no more. We've got to power up. We need to tell the next generation what to expect. So it's not a secret, and it shouldn't be hidden, because all of us are going to get it. And we talk about men, and we don't tell people that they also go through their menopause, menopause.
It's an andropause. But you're quite right, and so you encourage women to speak up, speak out, because how else would one know what you're experiencing?
Yeah.
How else would one know what you're thinking?
Yes.
And so you do this in different fora. You do it online, you do it in person, you travel the globe. You've just been back from Ghana.
Yeah.
What was that experience? Was that a personal trip, or was that also a speaking trip?
I've traveled the world. I've been to Africa, but my friend bought this. But I take, everywhere I go, I try to take something of my journey. So in my house, there's something from Nigeria. I've interviewed Nelson Mandela. So basically, I brought back some of the things that I bought from that journey when I went to Soweto. You have to sometimes recognize what people there are going through, and despite their, you know, the fact that they don't have as much as we do in what you call first world countries, those people can be happy. So I try to teach people in the first world countries, I hate that word, but you know, I'm just using it as an explanation, that we could just have one planting and you got a lunch, you got a dinner. You know, stop always thinking you have to have the whole 3-course meal to say that you're doing good. You're doing good as long as you can eat. And you know, our parents did that, didn't they? Where they might have one cassava, one plantain, and they made a meal for a family. We've got to retrain our minds to be positive about what we have, and keep thinking I shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know.
And you're quite right. The mind is where it starts,
mind,
because it's how we think that produces what we are.
Yeah.
And so your focus is women on the crossroads.
Yes.
The crossroad of what?
Crossroads of life. Women are always on a crossroads. I laugh with Michelle when we talk about that. We're always either changing jobs, and I don't like that. I'm about to say we're changing our men. We change dresses, we change our men. Probably change dresses 5 times before we leave home. But in general, crossroads is when you're leaving your you start off wanting to be a nurse, and then suddenly you get to a certain age and you think, I don't like that anymore. I want to be a a scientist or something else. And so we balance a lot of things while we're growing, and that's okay. It's giving yourself the permission to say, I'm not happy in this marriage anymore.
Right.
I'm not telling you to leave your husband, but I'm just saying to accept that there are times that you're not happy.
And not to feel in any way guilty about having those emotions.
No. And we have to train, well, I'm older than these two ladies, but I'm just saying in my mother's generation, they didn't speak out. But you always saw them crying or they're upset or something. Yes. But we now, I'm trying to say, use your words. We tell children, use your words, yes. Use your words. When you start using your words, I am not happy, or I don't like my job. I know I have to work because I have to bring home the money, but while I'm in that job that I don't like, I'm going to start looking at a different direction, maybe go and do an online course. Just, you have to give people, that's what I do anyway, I give them permission to be themselves.
That's important. So you said you're in the global, you travel, but you're also online. Yeah. How can we find you online?
All the W's, sherryanndixon.com.
Simple Simon made that private. So Michelle, she called your name. And so y'all were having conversation before we started. What were y'all talking about?
Well, I have known Sherry Ann for quite a long time, and you've heard her speak so eloquently about herself. I think it's 2007 that I've met her in the UK. And when she then transitioned here to Barbados, she asked me to do her PR. And that was an honor for me because in her early days, that is what she did. And it then, for her putting her confidence in me to help her on her journey is another thing that is so important with helping young women on the road. So that's one of the things that we were discussing, as well as talking about the grandeur of the store, as well as that.
Because you had the wow moment as well when you came in the door.
That's correct. Absolutely. Yeah.
My gracious, you have to come back and really take your time. Don't rush the process. You're going to find something or things, and there's ready finance. There are so many options to support you as you go as well. So don't break the bank.
Okay.
Courts here can help you do so. Now, as a PR doctor, when I think doctor, a doctor helps to diagnose and helps to find me solutions, and then manage my return to good health as it goes as well over time. Is that basically what you do?
That is perfect. Now, I must say that I am your PR doctor because my initials are MD. I know my mom had ideas of grandeur as well too, where she wanted me to be a doctor. So now I can say to her, yes, Mommy King, I am a doctor. So
thanks to you, Mommy King.
Yes, and that is exactly how I see businesses. I help entrepreneurs diagnose what's going wrong in their business, and then I help find the solution because I have the prescription for their success. That's it.
And you know, sometimes in finding, I'll use myself as an example, when I had my medical challenge, you know, they try this, they try that, until they found the right combination of pills for me to pop. And so, you know, and that's what you do as well, because there's no silver bullet to every solution.
That's correct. I mean, there's 6 things that I say every entrepreneur should have if they want to do PR, which is public relations. They must have a brand story. They must have a brand message, a compelling story, a media list, a target media list, a crisis plan, and online presence. Those are the 6 things they need, because obviously to get on this sofa today, they must have put in a pitch to your producers. And I know, credit to your producers, they all need to have different things to make sure that you can do your job properly as well, to interview everyone who comes on your sofa. So they must know exactly who they are, have a story, have a brand that they can then say, we want to be on your couch. What is Pearson going to talk about? Talk about Sherry Ann's story, Carol's menopause story, and then they can promote themselves that way.
Right. Someone hearing that would think, that's so much work. You know, you ask me, and it wasn't for you, Sherry?
No, I don't think it's a lot of work. I mean, because what Michelle's saying is basically, you're not going to bake a cake and not have all the ingredients, are you? So basically, in order to do something, you got to follow a pattern. Otherwise, you're going to end up with bake.
Well, listen, I'm sorry for a minute.
Bake.
I am one who's guilty. I want to bake. I want to do something, but then I think of it, I have to go to the supermarket, I have to look for lard, butter, sugar, flour. I don't have the time with that, so I shall not bake.
Right.
Okay.
That's Pearson.
Okay.
But not everyone is like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
And in this situation, if that's the case, you will buy a cake. So if, as an entrepreneur, you do not have the time to do all that, that's when you can hire me. I am your
Exactly.
You'll
cake.
do that for me.
That's
good.
correct.
Good. I'm glad that's the service that you offer because I don't have the time for that.
But also,
But I have the desire for the outcome.
Exactly, but you say you don't have the time, but they're little things that build what you're doing. And I say that PR is not hard, it's quite simple. It's all the things that you're doing every day that you can put together. You are your own brand. There's no way that you will go out or you'll come on the show without your shirt and tie.
Yes.
That is your brand. I'm sure you've got a story that you can tell as well, that I'm sure lots of people will be interested in. So it's all of that you have as a package. All of that.
So it is what it is,
Yes.
and it's just to find a way now to present it.
That's right.
And that's where the PR daughter helps, indeed.
Yes.
Ladies, I congratulate you. Are each and individually, you're all fascinating.
Thank you.
I think all of your stories are so riveting. I wished I had more time to sit with you to delve even deeper. But I wish again I had more time because I wanted to get into your life story. I know Michelle wants to hear mine, but I wish I had time to do that.
I'd like to
because there
know
is a
yours.
philosophy to who you are that guides what you do.
That's right.
And you talked about it, Sherry, about the people on whose shoulder you stand.
Yes.
And there's so many of us who miss the boat because we don't take the time to reflect for just a moment on why we're doing it. Talk to me a little bit about this, Auntie Carol, about this book you're carrying on your lap.
Yes, my pride and my joy.
You thought I'd forgotten, right?
No.
Yes, please.
Recently published my first book. It's called Are You There, God? It's Me in Menopause. And it was written in order to
Can I hold it for a second?
Sure.
Go ahead.
in order to help women have a guide that they can go, that can wherever they're going on whichever part of their journey they're in.
Right.
Whether you're right at the beginning, whether you're post-menopause and you're reducing your symptoms or you're just looking for ways to manage your journey, this book can go with you all the way through. Although there are other books on the market, obviously, this was written in a way that you can get to what you need to find out very, very quickly. You don't have to read the entire book in one go to find out what you need to know.
Because you've broken it into chapters.
Correct. So if
It
your
starts with-
issue is one symptom, you can start there.
Yeah. Finding the start and finish lines. I like that. But is it hot in here or is it menopause? I like that.
Yeah, the
You know,
planning.
yeah, and I see that often. You ladies, you always have a fan.
Yeah.
But one of the, and my friends here that I work with, because I love biting cold conditions. Biting
Me
cold
too.
conditions, and you too. And that's just me naturally. So they always tease me that I'm at that stage of life, you know.
Yeah.
You have a person what's
Maybe you are going through a
I'm
menopause.
not. I
Yeah.
just like cold conditions.
Yeah,
So
okay.
freeze me and I'm good. Put me on the stove and I'm not good at all.
So you can live
And
in England.
I could easily. Where is my mind is another chapter, the Menobelly Chronicles.
Yes. Menopause weight gain is a huge problem for women, and in particular we gather weight, what they call visceral fat, which is fat that collects around our organs
Right.
and protrudes our stomach out, so we end up looking like we might be pregnant.
Right.
So nicknamed the Menobelly.
I like that. This is the book, folks. This is the book right here. Go ahead, ask all your questions, read, and you'll find all the answers inside indeed. And this is by Auntie Carol.
Thank you
Auntie
so
Carol,
much.
Thank you so very much. Dr. Sherry and MD, Michelle Doyle. Congratulations, ladies. Well done. We're happy to salute you here in Morning Barbados, just ahead of International Women's Day. You're
Thank you.
trailblazers.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you're
you
all
so much.
beautifully doing it. Thank you. Too.
Thank you so
You're very
much.
welcome. You're very welcome. We're coming back from the beautiful Courts Superstore at the W Plaza in Welcher St. Thomas in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.